cameras, don't they?
They must have I don't know, maybe a light, a green light, and they look here, and they look there, and look everywhere. All right. Well, good morning. We're ready to go. We're starting our week out with Maggie, and what better way to start a week at Memory Bound than to have Maggie Benj here and a craft along.
Yay! We get to have fun together.
So, good morning. You were at in Iowa, kind of virtually, at Memory Bound Paper Craft Store, and I'm Kelly, and we have a very wonderful guest here, Maggie. And it's a craft along, and we're going to tell you about that in a second. And we also want to welcome Janet, because Janet's here in the background. Maggie, I think it's always funny I say she's here virtually.
Yes, she's always there.
So I'm just getting the comments up, and it looks like Oshra's here too. Oshra, welcome. You're our first person to show up with a message, and
Good
welcome.
morning, Oshra.
I just got a beep on my phone, Maggie, that says we're live. So hopefully a lot of you got that little message to say, hey, get over to Facebook because Maggie's here. So we're going to tell you about our new weekly special, and we're going to tell you about what Maggie's going to do, and then Maggie's going to do it. Right, Maggie?
I'm going to try, yes.
So tell us what we're doing for our craft along.
Okay.
What we're making, what we need to get out if we want to craft along.
Okay.
And do you have, you do have
I
an
have
extra kit.
Yes, good. I do. Okay, so today's project is just a little plaque. I call it a plaque because what we're using is quite a substantial little
it's kind
thing.
of unique, isn't it?
Yes, and so we're going to cover it and make it Halloween. Basically, it starts out looking like this.
Oh, that's crazy.
Which is kind of cute, but it's a heavy thing with the hole. Although I did put it sideways, so you won't be able to hang it. But we're going to create this, and just so that if you are doing the craft along, I'm going to tell you what you need.
Okay, I'm going to bring the camera back here, Maggie, so that you can show us what we need to
First of all, if you have the kit, I'm going to show you what will come in your kit. You will get, let's see, so I need to show this, okay? You will get this plaque that's about 4x6. You will get a piece of brick patterned paper, which is so neatly.
So there is a kit. You can purchase a kit, and if you have the kit, get it out, and Maggie's going to tell you what you need today. If you don't have the kit, we still have some available, and you can come back and craft along later.
So you might follow along and go, oh, I could do that. And then you might want to get the kit.
And you're going to want it, right?
So then you get a 4x6 brick patterned paper.
Can you show it up here, Maggie?
Oh,
or I can move the camera if you want me to.
And that's just a piece of double-sided cardstock. You're going to get a jack-o'-lantern die cut out of a piece of watercolor paper.
Which is Maggie's favorite paper.
It is my favorite to do watercoloring with because it is watercolor paper. You're going to get 2 boos. You're going to get a green one and a black one.
That sounds funny.
Boo boo. And the reason is because you're going to offset it so that it looks a little bit more 3D and a little more shadow with a shadow. You're going to get 1 piece of black cardstock. That's what you're going to cut out of the back of the pumpkin. You're going to get a piece of corrugated cardboard. And this corrugated cardboard is a little different than just a cardboard box. This corrugated cardboard.
It's kind of curvy.
Well, it was because it was rolled up.
Okay.
And it was in my stash. And it was rolled up. So yeah, you're just going to have to do that to get it straight. But the thing about this is it doesn't have the other side. Usually your corrugated cardboard looks like this on both sides with the corrugated stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This came without the other side, which is perfect because you don't have to peel it. You're going to get a little bat. And I know one of our customers, Kay, this goes out to you. She hates when I bring out my bats.
And Kay's here. She said, good morning, all. Hi, Maggie.
Oh my gosh.
People are so excited that you're here. We're getting comments like crazy.
You're going to get 1 verbiage piece that was also printed on a piece of watercolor paper. And then you're going to get a piece of twine. No, I forgot. Don't forget this. You're going to get a little package of it's called Spanish moss or peat moss, depending on the color. This one is a lot more green than some. Some are a little more brown, but I just happen to have the green, and actually it went really well with the word boo. So you are going to get some of that. And last but not least, you're going to get a genuine Iowa twig. And if you're lucky, it might have a little bit of lichen on it. And I was thinking about this, Kelly, about if it doesn't have the lichen on and you wanted it to have
Yeah.
lichen, you could take distress, this, oh, what is it called? Opaque texture paste. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm getting
And you
that
could
too.
put that on there and then use some
Now
inks.
it's
And I bet you
clear.
could make your own lichen. So there is everything that will be in your kit. Now, if you are crafting along,
It just got better.
you are going to need a few
Just ask Janet about it.
items. One is a craft mat, and now it can be one of these, or it could be the glass mat, whatever works for you. We do have these craft mats here at the store. They come in a size 18 by 18. So it's a nice size for crafting, and it just wipes up and glue doesn't stick to it. It's,
Those are super handy, and they're good
yes.
for like hot glue too.
Oh my gosh,
The-
yes. And paint, you
Just
can
wipes
just scrape
up.
the paint off. You're going to need some collage medium. Now you can use collage medium, or you can use multi-medium matte. Both are interchangeable. They both work the same. And then you will need some kind of wider brush. I like to use Tim Holtz collage brush. It comes in about 3 different sizes. This is the size I use the most. I like that. You're going to need a heat tool of some kind, a sanding tool. I like the Sizzix.
Oh yeah, we got you converted, didn't we,
Yes.
Maggie?
This is great because it covers a lot of space very quickly. It has 2 different sides, one a little smoother and one a little more coarse. A small paintbrush, any size.
Maggie, this is a lot of stuff. I'm
Yeah.
going to lose track of it. Janet posted the list.
This is about the size I use. You don't want anything maybe smaller than that for
And
today's
if you
project.
have the kit, it's also listed on the
Yes.
kit instructions what you need.
Black and cream acrylic paint. And then the 3.
I should be showing this
Yeah,
right
that'd be
here,
great.
just
Thank
like
you.
this.
Perfect.
How's that?
And any acrylic paint. Changed. Usually I use white, but I decided to kind of use cream because I figured Halloween, maybe it needed to be a little less white.
A little creamier.
The 3 colors of distress ink that I use. Now, today, be careful because I did choose to use an oxide. Now, if you do not have the wild honey oxide, but you have wild honey just regular, that would work too. I chose to use the oxide because it kind of gives it a chalky, spooky look. I like that. Black soot, of course, you have to have black soot
Everybody
for Halloween.
needs black soot. Now you're using the regular distress in black soot.
Regular. And if you know me, I tend to use the regular more than the oxide. Sometimes I have to say, okay, today we're going to use the oxide. And then pumice stone. I like pumice stone and black soot
Maggie,
together.
pumice stone, if I was on Jeopardy and they said memory bound staff member that uses pumice stone ink, I would say, who is Maggie Bench?
I used to use gathered twigs, and if I need something to be a little more rich, really deep fall, I'll still use the gathered twigs. It's still one of my favorites. But for inking, I have found that pumice stone is not so dark, and it still gives you that aged look, but it's not so dark. Blending tool, you'll need a couple of those, one for the black and one for the orange. Water mister. Tim Holtz puts out a great water mister. It's great because if you commit and really push, you get a mist. If you don't, you get droplets, which I like. Fine point liquid glue of some kind. I have my glue press here.
We love the
So it's
precision
ready
glue press.
to go.
It's so you can just craft faster with it, don't you
Yes, and
think,
it's just
Maggie?
so fine. I like it because it's fine. Splatter brush. Now, if you did your homework, you probably have used the sewing machine already. If not, I show you two different ways to do this. This, okay, this one, it's not exactly the green. Let's see, it's not exactly
It's
the green. It's very, very close because I wanted to do my homework before I got here. So it's very close, but
oh, it's
it's
just
going to
so
look a
it's
little
yeah,
different.
it's fine. It's just
But I
green.
did my homework, and as you can see, I used a lot of black, and I just went around and around and around and left all the strings and tails at the end, and I just left those on there. I love that look. Now, if you do not have a sewing machine and you don't want to do that, you can also take a black marker, and a zig writer works really, really well because it's got a fine point, and you can just add your stitch marks like that. Now, Kelly, I said Kelly's really good at adding, what do you call that? That
Oh,
you
like
do?
little doodling.
Little doodling. Kelly
I like
does
to
a really
doodle.
nice
It's
job
fun.
of doodling. So you could doodle too, whatever you wanted to. Just
Or leave
adds a
it
little more
plain. You could
texture.
just ink it, leave it
Yes, you
plain.
could.
Whatever you, like Tim says, you do you, right, Maggie?
Exactly. And then you'll need some foam pop dots. So if you have
Oh,
all
is that
those
all?
ready, you will want a little cup of water and a paper towel.
So a cup of water and paper towel, and here's the supplies that Maggie's using, and we're just kind of looking at them just so you can.
And Kelly, I know that the Tim Holtz Distress Oxides are now coming out in sets of the little ones. And I wanted to show
Yeah, we
you this.
finally have many distress oxides, and the
Yeah,
new release. He released 6 new sets on Saturday, and ours are arriving tomorrow. So we are getting them. You can see them on our website, and it says they're sold out, but they're not really. They haven't arrived yet.
it's got a little black soot, and you could probably have used spice marmalade if you had that, but these are the distress, so
Those are good
that
Halloween.
was
So
something that Tim was never ever would commit and say they were
right.
going to do, and
Evidently,
he did it.
they've had some advances and some new chemists.
Yes,
But
very
these
cool.
sets, this is set number 2 that has the oranges in it that Maggie showed you, and then I thought this would be set number 1, but it's actually number 6 that has the browns and the black soot. And 7, 8, 9, 10,
What browns are on
11, 12. Vintage photo, antique linen, and walnut stain.
there? All good browns.
I'm doing a whole new thing today, holding it right up front in front of Maggie's face.
You know,
Sorry about
when
that,
Tim
Maggie.
first started, he started out with 5
It was
browns.
all browns.
Yes.
Okay, well, we also have before Maggie starts her project, while you guys are gathering your things and getting comfortable, we have a special. And Maggie, I'm going to go ahead and switch
I was going to
cameras.
say, yeah.
Our weekly special is a little different this week. Let me find my
Oh,
mouse.
you moved the. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
I was just moving it back where it was.
Well, there we go.
So we have a bit of glare, but we're going to fix that because we're going to open that package. It's the end of summer, you guys. It is turning into fall. What, Friday or Saturday
I think
is
you
the
should
first day
call
of
this
fall.
the Goodbye Summer Special.
Goodbye summer.
Yes.
So it's the Echo Park Summer Vibes, and you get 3 sheets of 12 by 12 two-sided solids. This would be really nice to work with, and Maggie is showing you those, and she'll show you both sides.
Boy, that's a pretty green. Now that green would be good for the project that we're doing today.
Oh, it would, yeah. For your, well,
So
that's a good Halloween paper right there.
it
Orange on
is
one side and
perfect.
green on the
There
other.
you go. And then you get this light blue. Hi, Doug. And this is called light blue and yellow. Again, you know, these would be perfect for Halloween.
Yeah.
Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to put the Halloween colors up, the fall. Okay, so those are the 3.
So you're going to get 3 sheets of paper and 3 packages of ephemera. You're going to get frames and tags, titles and phrases, and ephemera. And Maggie's going to open up each one just to show you what you get. It's normally about $19 and it's $8.99, so it's less than half off to celebrate the end of summer and the beginning of fall.
That's a heck of a deal.
I think it's a pretty good deal.
Okay, we're going to start out with the ephemera. Probably my favorite of the 3 packages is always going to be the ephemera. And looks like you get Usually, 33 cuts, die cuts. And I'm not going to show each and every one, but just kind of lay it out. You do get little frames that you can put some photos in. These are great for making up some quick coasters, Kelly.
Yeah, a lot of things. So this is titles and phrases that you're showing first.
I am showing ephemera.
Oh, ephemera.
Yeah.
I was answering. Cheryl was here. You guys, Cheryl's here every morning virtually on our video, and she was here in person on Saturday with a group that was here. So I wish I would have been here to
Oh.
see everybody.
So this, I suppose, spells vacay. Vacay.
Okay.
And so that is your ephemera
That's the
package.
ephemera, and then we're going to show you.
And look, there's your shark, Kelly.
That's true.
Okay.
We'll take that one.
And there's the package. The next one is frames and tags. This is quite a good deal because you're getting a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of pieces.
Okay, so frames and tags, all of these pop out. Not, I shouldn't say all, but most of them will pop out so you can put photos inside these tags. Look at the fun tags, add a ribbon, and you've got something ready to go.
This would be great, Maggie, if you were doing a junk binder, like from a vacation or just summer.
Oh my
or
gosh.
Lots of good things. There's lots of pieces and
you know, if you went on vacation this summer and you went to a beach, you're probably just getting the photos ready. So this is a perfect timing for this special.
So this is $8.99, and here's the titles and phrases.
And this is titles and phrases. Look at that. Wow. So if you are in the mood to make up some pages, some scrapbook pages, you've got 3 sheets of paper and you've got 3 packages
Lots
of
of
this.
ephemera.
I could see Peggy going to town with this.
I know. I wish we would have had time to give it to Peggy, and she could have made something for us.
That's a great deal.
So that's $8.99, less than half off, and that's our special of the week, everybody. So check that out. Janet's got a link to it, and it's in our specials category. And now I think we're ready for the main event, Maggie.
Oh my. Okay. I'm going to turn to the directions because I want to make sure I follow along and I don't skip things. So I've got my directions here. And if you did your homework, you either have your boo, drawn stitches, drawn doodles, or sewn.
Here, I can move this down if you want, but
there we go. That's entirely up to you. You don't have to do any of it. You could just ink it. So those are a couple options that you could do. So you can set that aside. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to just take this because we're going to be doing some painting. And I'm going to grab my black paint. And you're just going to use some black acrylic paint. And let's see. I tend to just work right off my mat. So I just put it on there like that. You don't have to do it that way, but I tend to do it that way. We're going to take your wooden plaque and see how it has stuff on the back. We're going to cover the whole thing with black. So I'm going to take my little smaller paintbrush. Now you certainly could use that bigger paintbrush, the Tim Holtz.
Good morning, Maggie.
Oh, good morning. You switched out.
Yes, we have a changing of the guard.
I wasn't even looking.
I know.
I think we'll use the smaller one for this. So I would have called you Kelly.
That's okay. Oh, I should. Oh, now I wish I wouldn't have said anything.
Now, just going to quickly get this on. So go ahead and take your black acrylic paint. I love this little plaque. Off we go, but it's off we go.
It's actually a cute plaque.
It's off we go to Halloween, right?
There we go. Shelly's wondering, could you use rub-on stitches on your boo?
You can do anything you want. I think that's a great idea.
It is.
Now, I am not as concerned about, yeah, I want it covered, but I'm not going to worry about maybe even putting 2 layers. We'll see how 1 layer does. This has some polka dots on the side, as you can see. So we're going to just do the,
You know, the polka
front.
dots wouldn't be that bad though to show.
Yeah, and when I started sanding, some
Mhm.
of them came up
Oh, okay.
to kind of
Kinda show a
show,
little
and
bit.
I was okay with that.
Yeah.
When you're crafting, you got to be okay with
Whatever happens,
whatever
right?
happens.
Excuse me.
Crafting, I have to tell you a funny story.
Oh, I love it.
My daughter was on the phone with my husband, and they were talking. They have this football pool that the whole family
Oh,
gets
yes.
involved in, and so all of a sudden they did a day that they were going to have to somehow come up with a
Oh.
at the end of the seed for the
Mhm.
person who had the most wins.
What about what happens to the loser though too?
Well, my daughter, I heard her on the phone. She goes, "Tell mom to get on that. Tell her to craft a
Craft up a trophy.
trophy." Yes.
I bet you'd come up with a good one.
Well, and that's why these little plaques that you can find, sometimes I'll even go into Goodwill and find an old plaque and cover it just like this, like you're
You
doing.
do such a good job of finding things
Well,
and knowing what to do with them. I would look at the plaque and just see a plaque. I
Well,
don't see what
Katie,
it could be.
you don't know what's all in my stash. Like, okay, I thought I knew what I was going to do with this. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to dry this so I can flip it over.
And you can see the ring. That's our fancy dancy camera ring.
Yes, I'll tell you what, we're pretty
Yeah.
high tech. I'm going to go over here because I don't want to dry my paint out.
Oh, okay.
I was helping my granddaughter paint something the other day, and she kept drying her paint. Like she'd have it right over beside her paint, and I'd say, "No, you can't dry that glob of paint. You're going to have a big glob."
Wouldn't even have thought about it. I would have been like your granddaughter and just dried it right there.
But now, see, I don't really need to do a double coat on any of this. Because we're covering most of it and we're going to be sanding. But I think on the back, I may have to because there's a tag and stuff. So we might have to on the back. But let's get that dry.
Very nice. That didn't
Yeah,
take very long at all, did it?
That's one thing about acrylic paint is it dries very quickly. That's one bad thing about acrylic paint. If you get it on your
dries too
clothes,
quick.
it dries very
Oh,
quickly.
that's true too. I was
And
trying to get everything in. Sorry for all the movement, but I'm trying to get everything in. I'm using this nice arm on the. Oh, you're doing the back?
yes,
Oh.
because the back should look as good as
Oh, okay. Okay,
good.
gotcha.
And plus, you don't want. In fact, when I did it, I tore off that tag,
Okay.
which obviously I didn't this time. But if you have time and you want to, you can. It's no big deal to me because you're not going to see it. But I like the back to look as nice as the front.
That makes sense.
I've gotten more that way. I used to not worry about it, but now it's like,
Especially
okay.
with acrylic paint, it doesn't take very long
No.
to do that. So
Now,
it'll be easy.
you can kind of see that tag. I probably should have peeled it off, but it's okay.
It's on the back.
Yeah. All right.
There is a spot. I'm just gonna say right there. I don't know if you want.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, those dots kind of
do
show
show.
up, and when you sand it, it's okay. I think. Now, the reason I brought this over because I thought that way I can just set it aside and not worry about cleaning it up right away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wipe that. That's why you should have a roll of paper towels.
Yes, not just one, but a roll. I
Do
agree
you
with
remember Diane Reveley? She used to give everybody, she used to saw a paper towel roll in half and then lay a half a roll at your table.
Really?
I remember I took a class with her. Okay, so we're going to dry this very quickly. So you should have.
I'm wondering how many people are crafting along. Have you already asked that?
No, that was my next question.
Even if you just say me, that would be awesome. Just to see how many are crafting along. We're planning some fall things and some winter things, and we were wondering if people would like to do craft alongs. So let us know if you are crafting along.
I don't know about you, Katie, but if I would have a craft along, I know that I would do it rather
Yes.
than buy a kit and have it sitting there.
Right. I'm
Okay.
the same way, yeah. Because I was more
So
likely to do it. All right.
I'm going to set this aside. So now I have a clean.
Isn't that on? Okay. I wonder if it's all right. Hopefully my mic is working now.
Okay, so I'm going to lay this here, and you notice we have a spot, which I'm not going to worry about because we're going to cover it.
Can you hear me now? Oh, we have to wait 10 seconds. Yes. So
Okay, so if you're crafting along, you should have your board painted and dried. Again, you can see that little spot where my thumb hit it, but I'm not going to worry about it because we're going to cover it. Okay, so step number 1, we painted the sides back and front with black acrylic paint, and we dried with the heat tool. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of brick pattern paper and we're going to glue it, and I'm going to use my collage brush.
talk about the collage brush. How it has the hole in the middle.
Yes, it does. This I have been using and using and using. So I'm going to show you, if you want to open a brand new one, I think it's easier for them to see
Is a
that.
bigger one would work out
Sure.
better? Okay.
You know,
This just amazed me when you
yes.
shared it.
And to tell
It
you
made
the
such good
truth, I
sense.
thought, oh, I don't need that. So you're going to put your glue right directly on the board, and just make sure you've got the edges and the corners with plenty of glue. As you can see, I don't do this over and over,
Yeah.
because otherwise then you get dry spots. You kind of
Okay.
want to have a little, you don't want it pooled, but you want it a little thicker than what you would normally do if you were spreading it on there.
Okay.
All right.
People said they love craft alongs. Some of them are crafting along, some are watching later, so crafting later. And they really like to have the craft alongs, even if you don't craft along, because it's nice to be able to watch it and stop it and craft and watch and stop and craft.
Very good. And that's
Yes.
what I would need to do is, and I'm trying to go slow enough that you can follow along.
Yeah.
Katie, can I
Yeah.
ask you a favor?
Would you like more paper towels?
More paper towels and a wet wipe.
Yes.
Thank you. You should have a wet wipe because it's nice to wrap your paintbrush up in a wet wipe to keep it wet rather than putting it in water, because then it gets too wet. Now you'll notice I just take a wadded up paper towel, and I prefer this over using my hands because the paper towel allows it to just go back and forth very easily, and you're getting that paper glued everywhere. And then you also can wipe up any excess. There you go. Thank you. I just need one of those. And so if you are doing this, rather than putting your collage brush back in water, then it gets too wet for some things. So you just wrap it up in the wet wipe, and that'll keep it nice and wet. Thank you. All right, I'm going to put that. Okay, so we've got that. And we're going to make sure that the corners, if you see a corner sticking up, put a little more glue underneath there. Now I'm calling it glue. It's actually collage medium, but it's an adhesive. So we're going to dry it. When you're using a drying tool and you're using collage medium, you have to keep your heat tool, 4 or 5 inches away and keep it moving. If you were to not do that and you got it too close and you didn't keep it moving, you would have burning collage medium. It doesn't look good and it doesn't smell good.
Oh my God. Might smell a bit like my kitchen, you're saying?
When you're making cookies?
When I'm making cookies? Making green cookies. They're supposed to be Grinch,
my.
but they don't look like Grinch cookies.
Yeah, those were
questionable, weren't they?
Katie does have a reputation with her with her Grinch cookies here. Have to give her
I
credit though,
tried.
she
I
tried.
really did try.
That's another thing when you're drying, try not to keep this close
Oh, that
because
makes sense.
you're going to dry it up.
Do you ever put the saran wrap over it?
I have done that, and
Okay.
I have done the rubber band, and all of that helps. I tend to use a lot of it,
Okay.
so I use up a jar probably faster than most people.
Okay, that makes sense.
But
too,
if
yeah.
you don't, then
Right.
that rubber band or the saran wrap is a good idea.
Okay.
Okay, now people will say, how do you know when it's dry? You quit heating it and you let it cool for just a little bit. And then you can feel it. If it feels cool
Mhm.
to the touch,
Mhm.
then you kind of know.
It's kind of like your
Um,
hair. When you dry your hair,
you
after you
just
dry
know.
it, you can feel that it's kind of cool.
Oh, you know what, Katie? I
What?
have something I know you're going to love.
Oh, good.
Can I do a little break here while people are finishing
Absolutely.
up?
I
Okay.
think it was perfect little time.
I was lucky enough Friday,
Okay.
we went to the town of Muscatine, Iowa. It's
Oh.
the pearl button capital of the world.
Oh,
And you know, I love
you
to
love your
collect.
buttons.
I love my pearl buttons. So got to go through the museum, and I brought this back to show you today. This is the clam or the mussel shells that they would dredge up from the bottom of the Mississippi River back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And then they would do the process of cutting out these blanks. And we got to see the machine that they used to punch those out. And these are the blanks. And this is what your buttons were made of back in the day.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So, Katie, I brought you one.
Oh, you're the
Your very own.
best. I love this. Should I
Yeah.
knock it against my teeth?
Yes.
Remember that?
Well, and yes, and Katie and I were trying to take buttons and trying to separate them into the real mother of pearl
Mhm.
and the plastic ones. And what we found out was that if you put it up on your upper lip, it would feel cold.
Yes, that's
Remember
right.
that? And
Yes,
that's
oh, we
how we
sat
knew
there
it.
and did.
And then the plastic
was like
ones
an
would
hour.
not. Yes, and they're much
That's
heavier.
right.
So I just wanted to share
Oh,
this
that
with
is
you.
so cool,
So
Maggie.
back in the day, then what they
Thank
would
you.
do is then when they were done with this, now when they were done with this, they'd just throw it back in the river. And so as you would walk along the banks,
Oh.
you would see all of these just laying there. And
And
can
if
you
you didn't
imagine?
know what was going on, it
Yeah.
would be like,
But you think about how many blanks they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 out of a clam shell or a mussel shell.
wow.
And then, so you think about the millions and millions and millions of buttons that they made in Muscatine, Iowa.
Oh my gosh.
So you can imagine how many of these.
that they
And
dug up.
eventually they depleted the mussels. I guess somebody said that they
Oh.
are coming back. So it's kind of a sad thing in a way, but those were
That
your
is
mother of pearl
amazing.
buttons. Yes. So if you ever get a chance to
Thank
go over
you.
to eastern Iowa to Muscatine, they have the button factory.
And like Deborah says, always teaching, because I can just see you have gone there and on a Monday morning with your first graders go, this is what I did this weekend, and I brought you guys back a button. I mean, yeah, I can totally see you do that. And I'm as excited as a first grader today to get my button.
There you go. Everybody gets one. Okay.
Heidi's wondering, did you see the ship while you were there?
You know what? We saw it. We did not go on it, but
Okay.
we did see it.
Okay, what ship is it?
It had a long number.
Oh, okay.
Because I looked that up. It had a long number. It didn't have a special name.
Okay.
But this was funny because we went into the barbecue place right beside the button factory. And
yeah.
so this young kid was waiting on us.
Yeah.
And so I asked him, I said, so tell us about the ship. And he goes, well, I think it's from either World War I or World War II.
Oh.
And I said, well, I don't think we're getting too much useful information here. So
I'm going to put my button in my pocket.
There you
so
go.
It's safe. Thank you, Maggie.
Okay, so now hopefully that's given you some time to, I just wanted to share that with you because I thought you would like that.
Absolutely.
All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sand around the edges. And again, this sanding tool has a smoother side and a rougher side. We're going to try to use the rougher side. And we're going to just sand along the edges like this.
And do just beware that the camera is shaking due to the sanding.
I don't want to I'll do it kind of slower.
Here, I'll just push on it too.
Okay. And I'm showing you how you're just going along, and you're doing this for two reasons. One, you're going to try to get any excess paper hanging over the edge. You're going to get rid of that. You're also going to distress the edges. So
And you're using the Sizzix, aren't you?
yes,
Sanding block. I'm just going to come in over you real quick.
there you go.
For $7.99, I
Yes.
purchased one.
It's great,
Yeah.
and especially for doing books and stuff, it really covers a lot of space. So as you can see, if there's any paper hanging over, that will start to fall off. And I'll hold this up, maybe that will
there
help.
you go.
Okay, so using your sanding tool, if you have the Tim Holtz sanding tool that goes on this, that works well too. If you've got the other sanding tool that I used to have, we don't carry it anymore. I don't think they make it anymore.
That file one, right?
That file
Yeah.
one, that worked
They
too.
do not, yeah.
Anything that you can sand. Now, as I'm sanding, again, I'm trying to get rid of, see this excess paper, that kind of stuff. You want to
Okay.
get rid of
That's
that.
a good shot.
Yeah. So that's the two reasons, and to distress it. And I always go across the corners like diagonally like this, so that your corners don't look perfectly square. It just looks more worn and vintage. So we're going to go over here and do that corner. You shouldn't have much paper hanging over because it was cut. Okay, so you can see how we're getting rid of some of this.
And do you just pull it off, and sometimes it just
Sometimes,
sands it,
if you
sand it
sand
off?
it long enough, it will. I get impatient, so then I start to pull at it. But again, you can see we're starting to sand off some of the paint also. But someone once said it marries the paper to the wood, and I guess that's the
okay.
best way I can describe it.
So should we go dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun? Sorry.
There you go. Okay, you can see that paper falling away, and the look you want then is you want that white frame around the edge.
Oh, what a good description.
So and sometimes if you have not dried your paper enough, it'll tear, but sometimes it tears in the best spots. So
Yeah, go with the tear, right?
yes, embrace the
Embrace
tears.
the tear.
Yeah.
That's what's fun, I will say, with doing Maggie projects is if you make a mistake, that's a good thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it usually comes out. Okay,
Yeah.
so as you can see, now I've got this nice white frame, and I'm going to,
Here's your garbage can.
usually I do this right over the floor.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm trying to be a little better about that.
Yeah, I kind of like when I just wipe glue off my finger under the table.
There you
We all
go.
have our things that we do, don't we?
You got to do what
Our
you gotta
secret
do.
little craft quirks.
Okay, so I have to tell you,
Oh, no.
I was working on a project like
Yeah.
this the other day, and right at the last minute, my husband said, "Let's run up to the farmers market in Polk City. They have
Okay.
it on Thursday nights." He says, "I want to get the jelly from our jelly lady." So
Gosh, I
we
love
jumped up.
You guys
We
do all
jumped
this
up.
stuff.
It was going to close in 15 minutes,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we ran up to get it. And all of a sudden, Randy looks at me and he
Oh, no.
starts laughing.
Oh no.
Because I had been sanding, and you should have seen the front of my t-shirt. He says, "You look like," he says, I'm not even going to say what he said, but he said and I looked down and I'm going, "Oh, let's go home." Okay, so now we're going to take our sanding tool, and okay, you want to be really gentle with this because you don't want all those polka dots to show up, but see how?
Oh, wow, they really do pop out.
And I like to do the edges. So yeah, they pop out. So be a little gentle on this, but you just want to sand it a little bit more to give it a little more. See, look at that. That
It
paint
really
comes off.
does,
And
doesn't
it's
it?
okay for this project because this is Halloween. So it's going to look like it was supposed to be that way. So there we go. Now you have it all sanded. You should have a few of those dots.
Those dots, I like how they came through.
Yeah.
I do.
Again, another happy accident. Okay. All right. We are ready then to move on to step number 3, which is the corrugated cardboard. Again, your corrugated cardboard usually has this on both sides, and usually I would have you peel off part of this, but this is the way this corrugated cardboard came. So what we're going to do is we're going to start about on the left-hand side. We're going to start at about three-quarters of an inch, and you're just going to tear it along. Don't worry about it being wrong because there is no wrong. And then probably down to about a quarter of an inch down here on the right-hand side. So we're going to just tear it like that.
Whenever I see corrugated cardboard, I think of you.
That's funny. And you know what? When I get pieces like this, and we
Yeah.
have a customer who supplies me sometimes with some really fun corrugated cardboard, and I cannot throw it away. And so
Oh, I should bring it to you.
I went to my stash and there it was. Okay, so now I have down removed some of the front corrugation randomly. You don't have to because it's not there, but if you want to pull some of this off, you can.
Oh,
to
okay.
give it even more character.
Mhm.
Ink with black soot. So we're going to use our black soot.
Just, do you use oxide or
We're
distress?
using regular.
Okay.
I tend to use regular
Do you?
for most of my stuff, but today I'm branching out and using distress for the pumpkin.
You
But
mean
we're
oxide?
gonna oxide.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're okay.
Okay, so we're going to
Excuse
ink,
me.
and at first I start just by getting the top. Ask them if they're staying up with me.
Okay. Are you staying? Are you staying up with Maggie? Because I know you couldn't hear Maggie ask that question.
Yeah.
So I'm just asking for her. Are you staying up? Is she doing a good speed, or do we need her to slow down?
Okay, and the reason I chose a piece of corrugated cardboard is because I wanted it to have a grounding, a place for that pumpkin to sit on. It doesn't really end up showing up too much because of the moss, but that's okay. All right, so then once you have this, go in and do in between like that.
You are a fast inker.
Get in there like that to so it's not striped. You don't want it to be striped. And to get even darker, you can really press it in there. Okay.
Diane's loving this. She's glad she is watching and crafting.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
And your friend Cindy is asking, your stash must be amazing.
Oh my God.
Full of cardboard and twigs and sticks. And,
that is the problem.
Buttons.
Yes, that is the problem. And you know what's funny is I have so many buttons, but I love using them. And I find them at garage sales and I can't say no. Okay,
Oh,
so
I have buttons and I think I should give them to you.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to throw them away, but I don't want to keep them either.
All right, so I know that's the thing. Okay, so we're going to use some liquid glue. You can use your collage medium, whichever you want. And we're going to glue that strip onto, if you don't have a glue press yet, you're missing out.
Oh my gosh, I love mine.
Okay, we're going to just glue that on the bottom like that. There is no right or wrong on this as far as how much. You know, if you were to cut this and or tear it and you're going, oh, I tore too much off. Well, it certainly wouldn't hurt to take that piece and glue it on there. But there's your base.
True, yeah. All right, Sharon
Okay.
says speed is good.
All right, perfect.
Letha says she has a pretty significant stash of coffee sleeves from Starbucks and become
my
all
gosh.
kinds of crafting with those.
Yes.
Yes.
I love those. And you
I
know,
do
if
too.
you go to other coffee shops, some of them have some really cool sayings.
Yes.
So you can use them in your layouts.
Junk journaling.
Yes.
Or in just crafting. I never even thought about using them for the corrugated stuff. That's a great idea. Thank you, Letha.
I'm right there with you. Who was that had a supply of those?
Letha.
That's funny. Okay, I'm going to take some of this paint off my fingers because the next part we're going to do is orange, not black. So just don't want to get it on my jack-o'-lantern. So you can use this time to go to your kitchen sink, wash your hands. Okay. So
Well, that was a fast break.
yes, there you go.
There you
So
go.
we're going to
All
set that
right.
aside. Now we are ready. And I'm just going to make sure that I don't have any extra ink on here. So I'm going to clean this up.
I'm just going to respond while you're doing that to Lisa. Said she didn't know it was a make and take. We usually, if you want to, can check our calendar. If you go to our website and click on calendar, it does show you that. And then last week, at the beginning of our demos, before our demos, I should say, we like to tell you what's going on. And we did share that Maggie was going to have a craft along.
Yeah, and it's also written on the kit itself too.
Yep.
So,
So if
like I
you
said, we
did
do
not
have
know, we have kits.
we
Yeah.
do have kits available.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So we are ready for this is my favorite technique. Probably you'll notice that I use it a lot. We're going to go with some wild honey distress oxide. And if you know me, I tend to use just the regular ink, but I love the looks of this on the pumpkin. So we're going to take some distress oxide and we're going to take this jack-o'-lantern. Now this jack-o'-lantern was cut from an old Biggs die that we can't get anymore. So this is kind of an exclusive so that you have one that you don't have to have the die for. If you ever see one of these in a shop or something, pick it up because they're great pumpkins. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a technique called smooshing. But before I do, I'm going to take that piece of black. You have a piece of black cardstock, and
That,
do
right.
you have a pencil handy there?
That looks like a really good card front right there.
Yeah,
You could use that as a card front.
I love these two pumpkins.
Yes.
In fact, I brought the other one to show you.
Okay.
It comes with two pumpkins, and I made both of them because I wasn't sure which one I was going to use. Well, this one tended to be a little bit big, but I did the same technique with
Wendy
this.
Jean just joined us. Hello, Wendy Jean, and hello, Melanie. Good
Isn't that
morning.
cool? Look at the texture on this pumpkin.
Yeah, look how big he is.
Doesn't he look real?
Yes, he does. He looks like my pumpkin after about 4 weeks sitting outside.
I went to pick up some pumpkins this weekend. We just
Did you?
we
Did you find
stopped at
very
a
many?
farm. It's just stopped at a farm
Okay.
we were going by, and that's what they look like.
Did they had the bumpy stuff on them?
were
In a good way.
variegated. I
Yeah.
got a teal one, a white one, and an
Oh,
orange one because I like to
yes.
stack them.
Yes.
So
That is when your pumpkin, what you're speaking of is the good way when it looks bumpy.
yes,
Mine is when it's not good way.
lasts
I do
till
too.
Thanksgiving. But look at this is what we're going for today.
I love it.
Okay. Now you could certainly do this with regular ink, but it would just have, what we're going to do is we're going to trace around this pumpkin, and I'm not going to worry about the stem. All I'm caring about is the pumpkin. And you need to do that and then go ahead and fussy cut that. And I would say cut inside the line. Usually we say cut outside the line. Just cut right on the inside line. And you don't have to worry about these little bumps.
Can you
We're
move just a little bit up?
oh,
I've
sorry.
gotten as far as I can.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're fine. No apologies needed. Thank you.
All right. So see how when I'm cutting, you're not going to see that pencil line because we want it to be slightly smaller than the pumpkin.
Yeah.
So we're going to get that taken care of first. And that should fit right under there
Just probably
Like-
have to
like that.
wiggle it around a little to get
Yeah.
it to where it fits. Yep.
And we're going to be inking it, so don't worry about if it's showing just a little bit, but that's the look we want. Okay, so this is my favorite technique. We're going to take this distress oxide. Probably, if I had to list my top 5 colors of Tim Holtz, wild honey would be in one of them. And so I chose wild honey mainly because I felt like carved pumpkin was just a little bit brighter than what I wanted.
And Maggie shared that when you were here last, let's see, Thursday was it? You were here?
Last Tuesday, I believe.
Okay, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So you were here last Tuesday, and you can go back and watch that video. Not only do you see her box, your Valentine tag box, she does show the Halloween book that she did then, and she talks about what the difference between this color and the pumpkin.
Yeah.
The pumpkin was just a brighter orange.
Yes, and I
Mhm.
just love this wild
Yeah.
honey. And it, Katie, not to correct you, but it is a Halloween box, not a Valentine box.
I said Valentine? Did I really? Oh my
I just
God.
don't want our people
I
to be confused.
A
So,
Valentine box
okay,
is,
so
is the opposite of love. Your Halloween box.
I am taking this ink pad, and the smooshing technique is you just turn it upside down and you push and twist until you have transferred some of that ink onto your mat. Now, the thing about oxide is it when it gets in with water, it will move just like your regular distress ink. But not only that, it oxidizes, and that's why you get this cool look on here. You will get the movement with regular ink, but you won't get this oxidation, which gives you a little chalky look. This is much brighter in real life than what you're seeing. I'll move it down here. It's a brighter orange. When I get it up here, it takes it out. But okay, so now I've got my ink transferred. I'm going to just mist it a few times. Now people say, well, how many times? And just just depends until you get the
So
look
it's kind
you
of
like.
the look you like. And the thing
Yeah.
is that you can't,
Do
it looks
wrong.
different in real life than it does on the camera.
Yeah. So it's kind of bubbly right now.
Mhm.
What I like to do is I don't drag it. I want that mottled look. So I
You want
always,
the bubblies.
yes, and I always use the smooth side. So we're just going to lay this on here and we're going to do this. And then we're going to flip it up and see
Oh.
this cool look.
Yeah.
Now, do I want this? I don't know that I want the white showing, so I probably have enough here for 5 pumpkins. Okay, there. Now, look at that.
Just a little
I
more.
love
There.
this.
Perfect.
See how it's pooling?
Oh yeah, it
And the
is.
more it pools, the more it will oxidize. So I'm just
And
going
what
to
do you
lay
mean
that.
by oxidize?
Oxidize when you use regular ink,
Yeah.
like just regular distress oxide
Mhm.
or distress, water will move the ink and you'll get splatters.
Okay.
You'll get splattered look. You'll get the same thing with oxide, but once it dries, and sometimes it'll keep drying like a day later, it looks different.
Oh, okay.
It'll get this chalky look. And it just
Okay.
looks different. You're not going to get that chalky look with just regular ink. And that's why I chose the oxide.
Mhm.
When I'm using stuff to distress the edges, I like to use distress ink. But this is just kind of fun. Once you add that water, you're going to get that chalky look. And I wish you could see the coloring because the coloring is a lot more orange than what you're seeing on the camera. So, like I said, I could do a lot more. I kind of wasted this ink. So we're going to wipe it up, but normally I would probably run and
You'd use it.
get a few more pieces and make a few more pumpkins. But
Could
look at that, isn't it
you
pretty?
just, if you had that, you could probably just take white cardstock, not cut up, and just put it down and then cut it later.
And
you?
and then use it for backgrounds.
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. That's what
Even like the leaves that you showed us, you could use it for the leaves on
Yes.
your tag book,
totally.
your Valentine box.
My
which is-
Valentine box. Okay. Well, we are way ahead of things. Okay, so I'm letting this kind of soak in because I want that pooling because that's going to give you the shadows. So sometimes I let it sit for a while. But the thing is, this is watercolor paper. It's going to react differently than plain cardstock. If you really want a cool look, get the watercolor paper because it's definitely worth it. But it will just be different. Okay, so I'm going to just dry this. Again, keep those pools of color. And wherever that pool of color is going to be darker. And then, if you look at pumpkins out on the farm, they're never just one shade of orange.
Oh, heavens no.
Okay, so we're going to dry this. And then again, sometimes it takes a while, but we're going to do something. The second time I do it, I don't put as much down, and I also don't use as much water. So I'm just barely going to water it. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a little bit of pumice stone, just a tiny bit. Again, very little water. And I'm going to mix this up a little bit with that pumice stone. There we go. And then I'm going to see how I'm even getting some green in there. I don't know that's one thing. Another thing I've learned, I've learned with oxides, it brings out
It
different
brings-
colors.
There is definitely green, but I like the green, I will say.
Yeah,
Do you
because
think you've used green before and that's why it's popping out?
no, because
Oh,
I
okay.
wiped it down. I really do think that colors surface out of these. There
Out of
might
the
be some
oxides?
green and pumice
Oh,
stone. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so by not adding as much water, see how
Mhm.
I ended up with spots?
Can you hold it up a little bit more to the
Yeah.
camera?
See how I ended up with
Oh,
spots?
that's a good shot. Yes.
And so my second time around, that's what I like to do is get some spots in there.
Mhm.
So we're going to wipe that. Yeah, I've noticed that with oxides, you have a lot of underlying colors that
That's
you don't
pretty
even
cool.
realize are there. Okay, see how much more interesting that is?
Yeah. And then after you dry it, will you hold it up so we can really
Yes.
see it? Oh, in real life, you can really see the changes of it. I like that.
And again, it takes a while to dry, and all of a sudden you see that oxidation. So his oxide colors are fun to work with. But there again, like I said, you just don't know what color is going to surface. Okay, so look at the texture of this pumpkin now. And again, when it gets too
wow.
light, then it gets it loses that. So I'm going to bring it down. But look at the fun.
Well, it's so
look.
fun.
Yeah, I love
And
it.
that was so simple.
Yes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of, I'm going to just make sure I don't have too much black soot.
Okay, and how do you do? Well, how are you? I mean, I see that you're doing
Yeah,
that.
I do
but-
this. I will admit, I'm not great on keep changing. I don't change my,
yeah.
I just do this onto a paper towel and get rid of a lot of it and
Okay.
just use it. Because then you get a multi
So
look.
you're okay. You had black soot on it, right?
Yeah.
And now you're using pumice stone, and you're okay with that?
I'm okay with
I
it.
never know if you
You
you should or
probably
not.
shouldn't. You
Okay.
probably shouldn't, but do as I say and not as I do.
Okay, but you know
Um,
I'm gonna do what you did
yeah.
because I want it to be a Maggie look.
It doesn't, you know what? This is probably 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
And so,
It
anyway,
has all sorts of colors.
so we've got some pumice stone. So we're going to start by going around, and because there's a little bit of black soot on here, you're going to get that too. And we're just going to go around the edges. This is the part that brings it all together. And then we're going to get inside his mouth, get that one tooth, that snaggle tooth. Kind of go into the nose there and into the eyes a little bit. Okay, so now, because I used pumice stone, it's just not that jet black and orange.
Gotcha.
You
Yeah.
get a little bit more depth
Yep.
that way. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now finish it up with a little bit of black soot. And just go around. And then because it's the bottom of the pumpkin, let's do that a little darker. Give it some shadowing. And don't do too much because you don't want to cover that really cool orange. But see how this pumpkin has come to life, and it's just, I love it. Look at that.
If you hold it still, I'm going to focus on him. There we go.
It's not, now if you were
Oh.
to have cut this out of orange cardstock, you would not have gotten any of that depth
Look at
in there.
that.
Just love it. So
That is really cool.
it's fun to work with. Again, I might have on this one,
Mm-hmm.
I might have done 3 layers of the orange to really get it dark.
Yeah, because it looks a little bit darker.
Yeah, and we certainly
Yeah.
could have done that.
All
Depends
sorts of
on what you
things,
like.
Yeah, just play
Yes.
around.
Okay, so we've got the pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern. Let's see. I do have on there repeat if necessary for richer color.
Mm-hmm.
Using this jack-o'-lantern as a pattern, we did that. And now we're going to glue it on. You're going to take your fine point glue, and you don't have to worry about the stem because we didn't cut the stem. And that's what's nice about this fine point
Oh, that you
glue.
did cut it from your black.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about doing that. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to glue that on there. Doesn't take a lot of glue. Then you have to remember which direction that black thing went. Do I have it upside down or not? Either way, you can always, there we go. You can always remove any excess black. If you see a little bit more than you really want to see, let's just trim that off. There we go. All right, so now we have the jack-o'-lantern.
He's very good.
Let's see, ink around the edges of it. Okay, we've already inked around the edges, so we're good. You could have done that. I like to do it before I add the black. Now, if I was putting a different color besides black, I would want to do those edges, but the edges are black. So let's see. I have on here, go easy on the inking. You can always add more.
Good tip.
Tie twine around the pumpkin. So now you've got your twine. And they gave you plenty. So we're going to add this. Now, here's something you can do. Rather than just trimming off like I did,
Did you just tie a knot?
I tied a knot, yes. Okay. Rather than just trimming it off, let's do something even fun that you might want to do. You can take this, you probably won't need this much, but you can take a pencil and twist it around a pencil like this. And then, this is not in your,
This is an extra.
This is an extra. Get it wet. And let's dry it.
It's getting, it's like curlers.
Yeah, it's like curlers, exactly. Now, I just think that would, since we gave you so much string, I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool.
How did you think of this, or had you seen it, or have you done it before?
I think I've done it before.
Okay. I have not seen this, so this is
exciting. Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I've put a little glue on it so that it will stay. Let's do that a little bit. Let's do, it's kind of like adding a little dippity-doo. Though some people will know what dippity-doo is.
Or hairspray?
Hairspray, exactly. And so we're going to just do that, and then I'm going to pull the pencil out.
Oh, wow, Maggie, it worked.
And we're going to let that dry while we're doing this. But if you want to add a little bit of whimsy to your pumpkin,
I love this.
rather than the knot, and I'm not even going to wet this now that I've got the idea of the glue. We're going to add just a little dippity-doo.
AKA glue?
Glue. And
do you think you should dry your glue?
Nope, we're going to do this.
Okay.
Oh. And we're going to let that sit for just a little bit.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Off to the side. It just came to me when I realized that we gave you quite a bit of twine.
I love that.
Okay,
what a good tip.
let's see. Tie twine. You can fray the ends. We're going to let that dry. Okay, so the front of the board, I usually give you an approximate spot to put something just so that you have an idea, but it's not set in stone. We're going to adhere this jack-o'-lantern to the front of the board, approximately a 1/2 inch from the bottom and a 1/2 inch from the left-hand side. And we're going to use, how many of you have seen these black foam pop dots.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have them there, Katie?
Oh.
Are those it? Oh, black.
Yeah.
It's great for doing Halloween projects
Or if you have
because
black. Oh, excuse me. Go
yeah,
ahead.
or any black
Black,
because
yeah.
it doesn't
Mhm.
show from the side. So I
And
like
it's so
those.
true. And once someone showed me that they used the black ones, I noticed on black paper when I used white, I was like, oh yeah, you can't
Yeah.
see those.
So we're going to put a few foam pop dots on here. There we go.
Oh, we
For-
forgot that if you also wait.
We showed that before
Okay.
you came in.
All right.
That
I'm
has,
like, oh, that has both of them in there.
yes. The rusty hinge would be a fun one to do too.
I'm just looking at the oxide, the 2x2 cubes.
Yeah, Kelly's going to show
oranges.
them all tomorrow because they're coming in tomorrow.
Oh yeah, the new ones.
Yes. Okay. So
Mm.
half an inch from the bottom, half an inch from the top, about right there. And I tipped it a little bit so it looked like he was looking up at the word boo. Now, it's entirely up to you if you like his little curly hairdo or not. You can cut them off if you don't.
The curls.
So that is on there. Now the twig,
How fun.
everybody's
Okay,
twig
a
is
question.
different. Yes.
If you weren't going to curl it, would you trim them and
Yes.
fray them then?
Yes.
Okay.
I would trim them down to about an inch.
Here, should
and
we
then-
show the original?
Yeah, yeah.
This is the one that you.
Yep.
She
You can
trimmed
do
and frayed
this.
them.
I just trimmed them and frayed them.
So either one will work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There we go. Whatever
I
you
like
want to
that.
do. All right. Everybody's twig is different.
Oh.
So when you look at it, you want your twig, if it's kind of curved, you want it curving into your project, not away from your project.
Mhm.
So this one curves this way. And what I do is I lay it on here and I kind of try to find the touch points where it's touching the project.
So you have to
So
look
you
on
get
your
down
side.
to the side and I realize that it's touching here. And I put a big glob and here. And I put
And
a
you
big
didn't
glob.
see on camera, but she was looking at it from the side so she could
Yeah.
see where it was touching.
Yep, and then we're just going to glue that on there. Now, if your twig's too long, feel free to cut it.
Saw it?
Saw it. If you've got this is terrible, but I use the big Tim Holtz scissors like this.
Oh, you know what? His scissors are very versatile.
Oh, they are, and I know I shouldn't be doing that, but I use them to
But it
cut
worked,
a lot
right?
of things. Yeah, this I used a pruner for, like you prune your trees with.
And didn't you take great care to make sure everyone had a decent stick?
I tried to make sure everybody had something kind of like this.
That's amazing, Maggie.
Now, this, when I get it done, I might think, oh, this sticks out too far, and I might trim it.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
I like how it does hang over though.
but I
and
tried to
that's
have
okay.
everybody get a little bit more than just a stick. So I hope you got that. Okay, so we're going to put that there.
I love that.
And you want the bottom to be even because you don't want it sticking down. All right, so we've got the twig. Now we have your green boo, and we have the black boo. And this was cut from this die right here, and we carry these, don't we, Kate?
Yeah, it's
Katie?
one of my favorites.
It's called Big Frights.
Love it. I use it all the time during Halloween season.
Yes, and
I
what
love
I
it.
like about it is if you want to make a quick Halloween card,
Mhm.
that
Fills it
boo
up.
and that eek are big enough. They cover almost the whole front of
Yeah.
the card, so it doesn't take too much. But this is a great
So
die.
fun.
Boo and eek will never go out of style.
They will
so-
not. They will always be good Halloween ones.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I am going to glue this on here. Now the die itself, when you purchase this die, it does come with the background. Like you get the boo, do get a spider, you get a bat, you get a skull, you get all sorts of things. But you get the background piece
I love a
like
die with
this.
a background.
So you
Mhm.
can cut the plain full background and you can put it right on there like that. So you're going to get that shadow look.
And
So-
it will fill in your O's and
Yes.
B's holes.
So when you get done, it would look like, I'm going to use this.
Yeah.
It would look like this if you
Yes.
put black
Mhm.
paper. But I didn't want to cover up my brick. I felt like this was already covering up a lot of it. So I decided not to use that part of it, but I want you to know that it was in here. You get a lot of dies in this. How many are on there? You get 12 dies. You get the
Yeah.
boo, the eek, you get the background, you get 2 bats, a moon, skull, bones, and spider.
It's a good die set.
It is.
I use it, like I said,
One
I
of
use
those
it all the time.
ones that never will go out of style and you'll use it from year to year. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to just put some glue. And it's hard to predict kind of where it's going to end up on that. that
You
black.
just kind of go for
So
it.
I did not want the whole back covered. I wanted to be able to see my brick background. So that's why I just cut 2 times out of this. And I'm just going to slide it over just a little bit, probably not even 1/4 of an inch. And we're going to just press on that. You know, yeah, there's glue on there. I have to make sure that I use the correct needle on my sewing machine
Oh, geez.
so that the one I use is blue. And so I have to remember
Oh.
that that one is blue and I put it away when I want to sew fabric.
Oh, because it's a paper needle.
Well, it's probably not, but
Oh.
I probably have ruined it.
Gotcha.
So but if I'm going to sew fabric, I have to realize that I can't keep using the same one that I used for paper.
All right.
So, again, I kind of abuse my tools, I know.
We use them to the full extent.
Yes, we
Their full
do.
abilities. Yes.
So I love all this thread hanging. I just love that look. And part of the reason I like putting the stitching on was if you don't, there's no differentiation between the O and the B.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I liked about adding the stitching, because then you could kind of divide that B from the O.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay, so now I've got this glued together. All right, and I'm going to get my foam pop dots. Now, the foam pop dots you can get small. I tend to like to buy the bigger size and cut them down as I need them.
I also do that, Maggie.
Yeah, I like them way better than the little ones. The little ones come in handy, but when you're trying to do a small spot, it's kind of nice to be able to cut what you need. And I'm just putting them randomly on here.
And we do carry those. I'm going to show those real quick while you're doing that. So with here's the dots, kind of glare, but over here, and this shows you what's in the package. So double
So that's
check
a
there.
mixed one, is that?
Yeah, it's a mix. So it has large and small.
Oh, wait, no. This one
Oh.
is just large. I think this tells you up here. This gives you ideas of how you can use glitter.
Oh,
This tells you the size.
dang. Okay. No
You
wonder
had me fooled too. But there is a mixed package.
There is.
You can get a mixed package. But I prefer to use just the big ones and cut them down. Sometimes I've cut them down really, really tiny. So now we're going to put that on there. I like to add a little bit of depth on to things so not everything is flat against the project. But see how if you were to look at this from the side, you're not going to notice those white ones. So you
The black
definitely
ones?
need, well, these were white, you would notice that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And no, that's basically what I was trying to say. So it's nice to have a set of black and a set of white. It's just nice to have options, isn't it, Katie?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so now, let's see. We want the pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern, to be kind of overlapped a little bit. So I tuck that in just a little bit behind the pumpkin. And then, oops, my twig is, there we go. My twig is moving. It takes a while. You could use a hot glue gun if you wanted to on your twig.
Mhm.
My curls are kind of coming out a little bit. Okay, so hope I didn't get that crooked.
I don't think it would matter if it was crooked.
No, true.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. Oh, I like those little curls. Okay.
Those curls are fun.
Let's see. Fold the bat wings forward. So you want the bat wings. We're having him go off that way.
The bat?
Yep, the bat. Yep. Now, depends. Yeah, I think we're going to have him coming in. So we're going to bend up the bat wings, and we're only going to put glue on the body. And because you're putting it on an uneven surface, don't be afraid to add some glue. We're going to add him somewhere up here.
And you can put them wherever you want.
Yes,
really,
you can.
Oh, wow.
There we go. And we'll kind of flatten those wings in a little bit here. There we go. Okay, then you're going to take your verbiage
I love that bat.
and you're going to use your paper distressing tool, and we're going to rough up the edges. Now, if you do not have a paper distressing tool, you can do this with the serrated part of your scissors. You tend to get a better grade, distressed with this, but you can use the edge of your scissors. Scissors usually have a serrated edge and a smooth edge. I just use the smooth edge. No, sorry, serrated
Serrated.
edge, yes. Now, if you want this to be just a little smaller, you could have trimmed this down. If yours is, these were all hand cut, so some might be a little wider. So we can just distress it a little bit more.
I like that. I do that with stuff too.
And then we're going to use a little bit of pumice stone.
Sometimes I just use the scissors because they are closer to me.
Well, that's exactly it. And it does work, but if you have your paper distressing tool, it does distress better.
It does. Yes, it does.
Okay, so we just went around and I'm using my pumice stone / black soot, depending on what's on there. And I don't want this to be too white, but I don't want to completely blacken it. So we're just going to go, I'm not even pressing on this. I'm just going across it to give it so it's not white. And then come in on the sides, get those edges kind of dark. Okay. Now, I think, Katie, I think I need a few more foam pop dots.
Foam pop dots?
Oh, wait. What's
did
here?
you find some?
Oh, I found
All
one.
right.
I think
Oh,
one
here.
will
Do
do.
you want me to go get you
No,
some?
we'll cut them up.
Okay.
Cut it up. See, that's what's nice about getting the big ones is I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces. Now, the thing is you want to make sure you have one in the middle, because if you don't do one in the middle on your project, it'll just sway in.
Okay.
And so you want to always make sure you have one in the middle. There we go. We made do with one pop dot.
That is impressive.
Since I have 4, I'm going
Yeah.
to stick that on there.
And there you go.
All right.
And they're actually the size of the small pop dots.
They are.
I believe.
Okay, so now we're going to put this, let's see. This one's a little bigger, so I'm going to put it down here a little bit, but I kind of like when things overlap, so we're going to overlap that boo just a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to add our green stuff, Katie.
Oh, yeah. The grass in the bag.
Yes.
The
Does
little
that
bag of
look
grass.
straight? That looks a little crooked to me.
Really?
So we're going to move this down just a little bit. Okay. The grass in the bag. Not every day that you get this in a kit. So here's what I like to do is I just take my liquid glue and I pool it.
You should write like words
Yeah, I could have.
across. Oh, that's like
I
so
put-
satisfying to me.
I put more than you need because this stuff will soak it up. There we go.
Your grass soaks it up.
Yeah, and
All
so
right.
then you'll be adding more anyway. So we're just going to
Oh my
Lay
gosh.
that on there.
Do you push it down?
And you kind of press it down, but then your fingers get gluey. So I use the tips of
Oh,
my
that's a good
scissors.
trick.
And there will be pieces sticking up that you don't want. You can either cut them off or bend them down.
Kind of like trimming your grass.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Oh, I need to do too. Oh.
well, we live on an HOA and they forgot us last week.
Oh,
I was
geez.
just talking to my neighbor about that today. But you want it to be a little fun. Just don't be afraid to let it go where it goes. But see how the scissors help keep your fingers from gluing to it. And if you realize that it's not gluing down like you'd like, see, this will all glue, or it'll all dry clear. So don't be afraid to add your green moss.
And so if you can, I don't know if you can tell, but you're barely pushing it down where I would be shoving it down.
Yes, and
But you're barely pushing
when
it
I
down.
first put it on, I don't.
Okay.
Then I will take the scissors, and so we're going to add a little bit over here. And then, I got to thinking,
Yeah.
I think we need
Oh, I like
just
that
a little
idea.
bit there, just enough to see. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And again, don't be afraid to put some glue down because it will
It dries clear.
dry clear. There, I just thought that looked kind of cool
Oh,
up there.
I like that, Maggie.
There. So now I'm just going to take those scissors and press that stuff down into the glue.
I would have never thought of using my scissors.
Oh, that's why my scissors look the way they do, Katie.
Well, it's a good idea,
So you
though.
really should wash them really good when you're done. But I wonder why my scissors look so bad, but that's probably why.
That is a sign of a hardcore crafter.
Okay, so I have some
That's
left
amazing.
over. Let's add a little bit more here. You can get as crazy with this stuff as you want. I'm just going to
You
drop
can
it
add
on
as
there.
much as you want. You could add a little bit, like coming off the bottom of the O or something, like it's coming
Yes,
through. You can
yes.
do it.
Now I
anywhere.
want to make sure I'm not covering
Yeah.
up.
And then you can
So
trim. Oh, there she goes.
We're
You
going
got
to
her
trim that
just
up
like
a
your
little bit.
clippers.
Yeah. Cut the grass.
I love
So yeah, we don't want that covered up. But see how that will eventually dry on there?
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, and if you decide you want to make it different than mine, I tried purple, and that was cool too. I kind
Yeah.
of like the green being able to kind of go with the green of the grass,
Mhm.
but I'm going to show you what purple would look like. I don't know why that's not
I don't
sticking
know.
down.
Maybe there's some threads there.
Yeah, so the more threads, the better. Just let them. But see how you could certainly have done purple.
Oh, yeah.
And that would have been
Absolutely.
cool too. Last step
Mhm.
is splattering. I've done splattering before. I'm not going to do that. But what I did was I used, this one is buff and this one is sand. This is going to have a little more gray to it.
Which one?
The sand.
The sand, okay.
Yeah. This has a little more yellow to it. They're both still fine.
Mhm.
So I would just put this, I go outside sometimes, but most of the time I use my Tim Holtz splat box.
Yeah.
And then you just, using your splat brush, just splatter it. And the thing, I don't know, do you think I should? We have a splat box.
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to grab the splat box?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
I'll
then
go find
I
it.
will.
I think we should splat.
Yeah,
Why not?
because
Why
the
not?
thing I like about splattering this,
I know you'll splatter it later.
I know. The thing I like about splattering this is it gets into the dark part of the pumpkin. And so it kind of almost looks like it's glowing. And then it brightens up the eyes. The eyes of the pumpkin need to have a little bit of life to them. So Katie's going to get our splat box. Tim Holtz, in his wisdom, made us a splat box that keeps the splatter from going all different places. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I would have wrestled with this. Did you put this together like that?
Take it down.
Oh, I would have been going, oh my God, I can't remember how this goes together. But this is his splat box. And what I like to do is I like to slant it rather than leaving it flat like this. So this is slanted.
Oh, okay, up in the back.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was not going to do this on camera, but here we are.
Well,
So,
you're gonna do it anyway, so. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know,
Yep.
knowing Maggie, she'll say, that bothers me, that does not.
yes.
So let me just find this real quick.
So here again, we've got I'm going to use some cream paint and I'm going to put it right on my,
I'm gonna turn the camera over to there so they can see what you're.
there's my cream paint right
Okay.
here. And I like to just mist it once because
Just once, okay.
that thins it just enough.
Okay.
So you don't want that. So now we're going to use, this is Tim's splatter brush right here. It is $8.99.
Yes. you
I
love
use
it.
it a lot. Okay, where is my camera here? There we are. The splatter brush. So, I misted it
Do I
just
need to
once.
move?
No, you'll be fine.
Okay. She's
That's-
standing up. So
That's
I get
beauty.
her
So
the-
here's what I'm going to do. I can't do that. Never mind. Okay, so Katie, just in case, take this and just put it on your front of you. Just in case, I'm going to put this on front of me. Just, yeah, probably. Let's do this. I think it's fine. So we're going to take this and see how I'm just pouncing. I'm just pouncing into the paint to make sure that I've got some good coverage, and then I pounce a little bit of it off.
Okay.
About like that,
All right,
okay?
let me get over here to watch the
All right.
splatter.
Are
Okay.
you ready?
Yep.
So we're going to just hold this. Can they, you might
There,
want to, yeah, come back a little bit. There we go. I'm going
There
to
you go.
hold it up and down, straight up and down. Straight up and down, about 6-7 inches away. And we're going to splatter. Again, if you don't want to overdo it, I would suggest practicing on a piece of grocery bag from the grocery store to get your technique down. But see, we're just going to and see, by adding that little bit of light on that black pumpkin, he comes alive. And then it kind of brings, I think I could almost use a little bit more water.
He's alive.
He's alive. But see, they get that sparkle in their eye, and we're going to do the bat. But practice this on a brown paper bag for a little bit until you feel comfortable with it. So the more I put on the pumpkin, the more he looks like he might be glowing a little bit.
What a good idea. I'm glad you're splatting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just thought, oh, I don't want to get paint on Katie, but I think we're
won't-
doing good.
I don't think it's going to show on the shirt, to be honest with
There,
you. but
yeah, true. Okay, so see how all of a sudden, because of that, it brings the whole thing together. And again, I used cream. If you have white, I think white would be just as good.
Or the sand, right?
Yeah, sand, buff.
Sand or
Sand
buff.
or buff, yeah.
Okay. And which color did you use? Sand or buff?
I
Cream?
believe
Oh,
I'm
okay.
using buff.
Buff. Okay.
Okay,
All
and then what
right.
we do, don't try to take it out without drying it.
Okay.
Be careful because your green stuff probably isn't glued down. You don't want to blow that off.
Oh, yeah. But will it dry your grass too?
Will it what?
Dry your grass?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's definitely needs to be dried. So there we go.
Oh, look at
That is done. And so there's not going to be any two alike because
no
your
way.
pumpkin's going to oxidize differently for everybody. But I just think that to me, it's so much better than cutting that pumpkin out of a piece of orange cardstock.
Oh, I completely agree.
It's much
Absolutely.
more artsy.
I love the grass. I love the bat so high on the tree. I love the grass on the tree.
Yeah, I like that
Curlicues,
too.
Yeah.
And the curlicues,
Yes,
add
you
a
did
little
lot
bit.
today.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
And raise your hand
Yes.
if you finished with me.
Yes. Let's see.
And
yeah.
if you did, give yourself a pat on the back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Or get a piece of candy. I always like that too. Well, Maggie,
Yes.
you are amazing as always and so fun. And I'm always excited when I get to tape you because I always learn something
Well,
new.
I hope that you've enjoyed it. It's
Yes,
a pretty
I have enjoyed it.
simple project. It wasn't anything. I try to make projects that are not intimidating to people.
Yeah, exactly.
I want them to
It
be
looks
able to
like
have
it,
fun with it.
yeah.
So I
And you
hope you had a
explain it so
relaxing
well.
morning.
Yeah, we're excited to hear or see if people have
Yeah.
done that. Diane said, yep, she did hers. People are saying it's adorable. And thank you for another bootastic
Oh, nice.
yes project. It is really great. And we
Yes.
do have more kits left over if
Yes.
you want to create one, or maybe you want to make another one and change the boo color or add a different word to it too.
Yeah. Or, I was thinking you could have used Color Vibes, the polka dot side.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All
And
sorts of
cut
different
it
things you
out
could
of
do.
many different colors. I did
Mhm.
like the purple, but I thought the green kind of went with this.
Yes.
But you could.
It's amazing. People are saying thank you and a fun project, and they
Aw.
really like that. Val said she might try a little Posca pen on it. Instead of spraying, she could add some little Posca pen, which is an excellent idea.
Yes.
For the eyes, put Posca pen in for the eyes.
You could. You could
So
put a
look-
little highlight of white
Yeah,
in there.
they'll look alive.
It's
great.
I just wanted you to be able to see something that's pretty simple, but
Yeah.
doesn't look as simple
No,
as
it does
was.
not look simple, but it
So I hope you enjoyed it.
was. Yes, thank you,
And I hope
Maggie.
you were able to keep up with me.
Yeah. I am going to go ahead and switch you to be back on the screen there.
And there are
In the
more
corner?
kits available. So
Yep, I'm going to move this to the side. I think you might be a little jerky, but you are on. And would you hold this up for me?
yes.
This is our special again, and it is the Summer Vibes. It's a little kind of a little mini pack that is on sale for $8.99
by Echo Park.
Yeah, and how many sheets of paper you get?
You
cannot
get 3
remember.
sheets of paper,
Okay.
double-sided. You get 3 of these packages, which are at $4.99 each. So that's
Yes.
$15
Oh, yeah.
worth of product.
Yeah,
So you're getting $19 worth of product for $8.99.
that's one of my favorite packs
And
too.
it's also very versatile because the papers in here, every one of
Yes.
them could be used for fall.
Oh, that's true too,
Yeah.
Maggie. Absolutely.
Yep. So
Just even to get the
Yeah.
frames and tags you can use for summer, and then you have a fall pack of paper too.
yes,
So,
and
take advantage of that $8.99.
I saw Katie, someone on Pinterest or
Mhm.
something, where they were taking candy bars, full-size candy bars,
Yes.
the nickel ones, what we used to call the nickel ones.
big ones.
And they would just take all their scraps and roll it around the candy bar, and then they were using all of their ephemera and decorating it
Oh my gosh.
to give to people.
How fun.
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
and it's a good way to use up your ephemera and
Yes.
use up any scraps.
scraps.
And they put them all in a basket, and they were so
Oh,
stinking cute. So you
I
could
love
do that
that
with
idea.
this. So
Love that.
you could have an end of the summer party.
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes, it would. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's a great deal.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tomorrow we will be back, and Nicole is here, and she took the Meadowbrooks paper pack. It has escaped my mind of who made that, but took the Meadowbrooks paper pack and is going to make cards with it. Some really simple cards that are amazing. So we're really looking forward to seeing Nicole
that
do
would be
that.
fun,
It
yeah.
is. If you're wondering what the pack is, you can always check on our calendar, because the links from the calendar, if you click on Nicole's link on the calendar, it will take you to the page that has all the supplies listed too.
Wow.
Yes.
Very cool.
Wow.
I'm just,
Looking at me,
now that
wow.
I watch, I'm watching some of these videos,
Yes.
and I'm not sure that we realize to the extent of how lucky we are that Memory Bound does this for us.
Oh, really?
I mean, oh my
Mhm,
gosh,
mhm.
every day is inspiration.
Yeah, it's
every
true.
day.
And we like to, you can show product, which is great and fabulous, But then when you show how to use it and
Yeah.
samples and demos, I mean, it just really sparks the creativity of how to use your
And
product.
plus you get to visit with all of your
I know.
closest friends every day.
Isn't it though? Yes,
Over a
yes,
cup of
yes.
coffee.
And then I just wanted for the week on Wednesday, Alicia will be here. She's our one of our Tim Holtz people.
Oh, wow.
And she's doing some Halloween ideology with his new Halloween, and she's going to show some Christmas fabric. And then Peggy on Thursday has made a Halloween slide folio. And so it's a mini book that the pages slide in and out, and it's amazing.
You just don't get that
No,
anywhere else.
no, no. They're like little mini classes almost, aren't they?
They
So,
are. Well,
yes.
thank you
All right.
for
Thank you, everyone.
doing this with me. I hope you enjoyed it. And
And
maybe we'll see you again
yes.
soon.
All right. Bye bye.